The Reaper, the Maelstrom, and the Thief is a Dungeons and Dragons show by RollCast, intended for, mature audiences. It contains mature themes, strong language, violence, and drug references. But full content warnings can be found in the episode's description. Lovely.
Hello and welcome back to the table. As usual, I'm Tom, your DM, and I am joined by JB playing our wonderful little gnome Dix.
Yeah.
Coogan playing our conflicted cleric Gregor.
Yo.
And Gaz playing our totally normal human Ezador.
Yo.
We have a good energy tonight, guys, evidently. We have a great energy tonight. So, moving along very, very swiftly before Gaz reveals how out of touch he is with the kids.
It's whack.
I'm going to ask you a question. Well, I say you. I'm going to ask your characters a question.
Please ask him first.
Okay, well, it's a simple enough question. I'm trying to keep it relevant to the stuff that's going on and all this kind of jazz. So, Ezador.
Yeah, it's about what's going on. You're going to ask me, all right.
I mean, it's related. It's tangentially related. It's not going to be like, hey, what do you think about Gregor blowing up an entrance to a town? It's not going to be quite as relevant as that. It's just going to be, related to everything.
Just remember it was 4 months ago, but all right, go on.
We record our sessions bi-weekly, definitely. It's not been 4 months.
No.
Oh, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Where would you get that figure from?
We're all entitled to a break.
That's from Joe.
Yeah, Coogan gets no breaks. Okay, so your question, Ezador, and it's a quite a simple one. It's like a softball one. What do you think to Salt Harbour? What are Ezador's personal opinions about Salt Harbour, given that Ezador does have a little bit of a history here?
Well, yes. What do you mean, as I see it now? Or as I knew it back then?
Just in general. Obviously, it has changed since you've come back, but you've only been here. Let's be honest, you've not really seen much of Topside.
No, it's hard to say. I saw a big explosion, some barrels. It was a bit bizarre, really. And then a statue. Yes, that was quite a sight. A statue of myself in my honour. I mean, it's not really a surprise, but still, it could be rather humbling. That's the word.
Aren't you a little concerned, though, Ezador, that the statue no longer looks anything like you? It's mistaken for a Triton, and from the sounds of it, the people who currently reside in Salt Harbour believe that a Triton saved them from the Sahorgan invasion.
Yes, well, these are things I am going to have to definitely dig into during my time here. I mean, there's a lot of questions to be answered. I mean, the fact that it's been so long since I've been here and, where has all that time gone? I don't know. There's a lot I have to find out. Still, one of many questions I'm sure will be answered.
You know what?
To be honest, though, I'm just happy to be free of that cage. So I'll enjoy my freedom.
Yeah, that's you know what? That's a more than fair enough answer. So, Dix, how about you? Have you ever been to Salt Harbour before? Is this your first time? If it is, what do you think about it? And if it's not, what have your previous experiences here been like?
No, it's his first time. It's salty.
Not
say that.
Incorrect.
It's salty. Well, we've only just wandered into it, really, so he hasn't really got a feel for everything. It's not been the greatest entrance, has it?
That's true. You've been there for 10 minutes and you've blown something up.
Yeah, and become a barrel, which is something that is never really, he hasn't been a barrel before.
Wise words.
Time will tell, I suppose, in this place. But
yeah, maybe let's check in with Dix's thoughts on Salt Harbour in a couple of sessions when he's had a bit of chance to
I think
explore
so.
it a bit.
He's excited for it though. It's a new place and he likes exploring, doesn't he? So let's
That's
see
true.
what knowledge he can gain from this experience.
Is he excited about the festival? I think is probably the most relevant question leading off from that.
Yeah, festivals are what he's all about. He likes energy. He likes a lot of energy.
That's fair.
So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Okay, in which case then, Gregor, you
Yes.
out of the three of you, you have obviously had the most experience, with perhaps the exception of Ezador, but obviously his experience is from centuries ago. So, what do you think about Salt Harbour? You've been there quite a while now. You've been back and forth between that and other settlements. What's your thoughts on it?
Oh, Salt Harbour. Well, we've done some questionable quests, I think, in Salt Harbour, I got to say. I mean, with the smuggling and stuff like that. I mean, the way I see it, Salt Harbour has its ups and downs. I mean, it seems like a very nice place. I mean, it's put us on the right track, I think.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I mean,
go on.
Yeah, sorry, I was just going to say, for your quest here, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, we need to get closer and find these plinths, and hopefully, I mean, we did get closer with the recent quest that we've done recently, and hopefully it'll point us in the right direction. We just need to find more clues.
That's fair. And hopefully, in the next coming sessions and whatnot, you'll be able to find those clues and finally destroy your first proper plinth.
Agreed.
I have to say, guys, I am shocked. This is one of the first times that we've had these question sessions where I've not had to say roll credits because it's going off the rails. So, well done.
Thank you very much.
Roll credits. Okay, so the last time that we saw you guys, it was just after the aftermath of the explosion in the entranceway to Salt Harbour. In the confusion and furore afterwards, Aja Clara managed to kind of ferry you guys away into the dark area. He entrusted you with some rings that would allow you to see in the dark area, effectively making you honorary members of the dark area. However, when you guys actually entered the dark area, you found yourselves unable to move. This was because of a man, a bard, who played a couple of notes and used his magic to freeze you all in place. This man was introduced by Aja Clara as Sailor Twift, a first admiral of Halfwood. Now, to Dix and to Ezador, this didn't really mean anything, but to Gregor, he remembered that Halfwood were the organisation that kidnapped him, Rag, Ivok, and Oedipus at the outset of their journey so long ago at this point. Sailor explained to Gregor that as he had broken free of Xavier's Bane and of the slave ship, technically, he was still a slave. He still belonged to Halfwood. Not only that, but seeing as Gregor and Ivok and Ragnarok had failed the smuggling mission, the shipment of Wormwood, as the instigator of that contract, Sailor Twift, after chatting to Aja and finding out the description of the three who had failed, wished to meet them in person. He was a little bit shocked to find Gregor being the only surviving member of the escapees. However, he gave him a proposition. If he completed a certain task for him, then not only would Gregor no longer be classed as stock for Halfwood, but he would also find it a valuable ally, Sailor. Although Dix and Ezador both protested this, Gregor accepted immediately, realising that he didn't really have too many options. And so, Sailor explained his proposition. 6 months previously, the sector of the Cult of Merkel that resided in Salt Harbour had contacted Halfwood with an investment opportunity. Essentially, Halfwood would provide them with the initial capital, and after a number of months, the cult would be able to provide Halfwood with a myriad of working replica new mine crystals. However, Sailor, realising just what a catastrophe this could unleash upon all of Eathlok if unstable tyrants had crystals that would allow them to essentially rewrite the fabric of reality, he realised that giving such power to these people would mean less return business for Halfwood. And as such, Halfwood would quickly go out of business, as would all of Eaflock in a sense. Because of this, he wanted Gregor and potentially Dix and Ezador to find out where the cult was hiding, where the hideout was, where they were based, and to prevent any crystals from materialising. Now, this could be either through destroying their operations, killing the main members of the cult, or just persuading them to leave. And seeing as he already had unfinished business with the cult due to the deaths of Ivok, Ragnarok, and Bimmet, Gregor happily accepted. As did Dix, after being convinced that taking out the cult would be helping people, and Ezador, after being told that he would be regaled as a hero. After this, Sailor let them all go, essentially, let them drop down to the floor and have free will once more. The three then quickly conversed and came up with an initial plan to find the cult members. They would utilise the guards that Arja had under his payroll, and ask them to see if they found any irregularities within the check-in and check-out book, essentially if people were being smuggled into the city. To which, hopefully this would give them some clues and hints where to go next. With their business concluded, Sailor Twift bade goodbye to the group, letting them know that he was performing the next day at the Salt Harbour Founding Festival, and he would like to potentially see them at his set at Baneful Squid. With Sailor leaving, Arja gave them free rein of the town to explore, and as such, the group went shopping. Gregor found himself a nice hammer. Dix, I believe, found himself a nice set of armour, which wasn't quite ready at that point in time. And Ezador, I believe you finally managed to get something that would quell Jack inside of you whilst in Salt Harbour. Additionally, Dix also fooled Robert Chesterlake, the mage who had helped Ivok, by duplicating himself and confusing him ever so slightly. This was compounded further when Ezador used his new magic ability from Cyric, the Chaos Charm, to convince Robert that not only had Ezador fully paid, but he also needed change back, almost the entire contents of Robert's chest. The group left happy. Very, very happy. Definitely not exploiting a poor man. Not in the slightest.
I believe I got a magic carpet as well, did I?
You also got a magic carpet, yes. Ezador got a magic carpet. They scammed off a poor guy. I'm drinking very judgmentally at the moment.
I find it hard to find out how much money I got off him, though.
I can't remember. I will have to listen to the last episode. I think it was about 600 gold.
I was thinking it was 600, yeah.
You said 500? Let's go with 5. It's now 500 gold. Having completed their shopping, the group realised that they needed to rest before the next day began and before the festival began. Arja helpfully let them know that whilst there was nowhere they could really stay in terms of inns and whatnot, as that relied on them going further into the dark area, access that they had not been permitted to yet. Instead, they were allowed to sleep in the centre of the dark area, just on the floor essentially, but due to the magical effects in the area, it was quite comfortable for them. The next morning they awoke early, and Dix and Gregor realised that they would have to be incredibly careful topside, as they were both wanted for the explosion that happened in the entranceway. Thankfully though, Ezador approached them and told them that he had a cunning plan.
Ah, yes.
And that is where we got up to last session, guys. So yes, we are joining you all, he says in a second. We are joining you all now in the morning as you've all woken up in the dark area. You all had a decent amount of sleep, I believe. We already judged that previously. And yes, Ezador, you have approached them and let Dix and Gregor know that you have a very cunning plan. A plan that I believe involved some form of disguise.
Indeed. I'm going to Right then, chaps. I believe we have a bit of an issue with you going outside at the moment, what with the barrel incident.
Yes, of course.
Right.
You got a plan, Ezador?
I do. Now, bear with me. What I have here is a disguise kit. Okay? I only have the one, though. But I think it'd be rather fortuitous, because you being the size you are, Dix, and you being the size you are, Gregor.
What are you saying? I'm fat?
No. I'm more in height, my friend. More in height. Like, why don't you get on his back, we'll put the disguise kit over you, and then they won't be looking for one giant person, will they? They're looking for two people.
That's a really good idea. And maybe when is this festival? Maybe we could blend
today.
Yes, maybe
Well, I
we could
believe
blend. Maybe we could blend into the festival as some sort of like carnival.
Exactly.
Character.
And so if anybody looked your way, they'd just think it's fancy dress of some kind or whatnot.
Well, I think that's fantastic. What else you, Gregor?
I mean, how good is this disguise that you've got?
Oh, it's the best. Top tier. It's the only kind of stuff I carry.
I just look at Dix, and it's like him on my back.
Enthusiastic as always, Gregor.
Oh, come on, Gregor. You have to venture out there. You can't be down in a dark place, especially when all this is going on. We've got things to do, places to go.
No, you put a good point there.
I'm only light as well, Gregor. It shouldn't be too much of a problem.
All right, fine. We'll go along with this plan.
That's it, little Dix. You get up there.
Like I said, Ezador, can you describe to me how you are going to disguise them?
Like, is this how a disguise kits work? It can pretty much be anything you want it to be, then.
Yep. I'll have to get you to roll for it, but if you tell me how it's looking, I will let that set the DC, essentially.
Firstly, what's this festival about again? I'm sorry, out of all that commotions, and I wasn't really paying attention.
Who are you asking, mister?
Well, it would be them two, unless there's anyone else that's with us. I don't think they are, though.
I just look at Dix at this point and I'm like, I don't know.
In all fairness, I've sort of been wrapped up in what's been going on with the barrel situation. I can't remember what the carnival is.
Shall we go
I don't
for?
know, have we been told one? Can I turn around and look if there is anyone around us?
Roll me a perception, please.
20, not a natural though.
As your Clara is walking by, just strolling by.
Aja, a minute, please.
So you say this, and he kind of stops mid-step, turns on the ball of his foot, and starts walking towards you. Hey, what's happening, my little gnome friend?
Yeah. Well, this carnival.
Yeah?
What is it? What is the theme?
Oh well, it is the founding festival. So it is. It's celebrating as the name suggests, the founding of Salt Harbor. This one is the, what would it be? The 627th annual founding festival.
Wow.
It's not just the founding as well, of course. It's lots of other stuff. It's the entire history of Salt Harbor. It's the initial founding as a fishing settlement. It's the invasion of the Sahagin, and it's all to the present day, to where it's like the most vital port town in Ixon. And it's good. It's good trade.
And how would people participate in this carnival dress?
There ain't no real fancy dress. Code of conduct, you know? You just dress up how you want. If you want to be just normal, you can do that. If you want to dress up in your fine silks, well, you just can do that. Or if you want to go as some fancy creature of the night, well, go for that too.
I'm just wondering if you could help our fellow Ezador here to give him some insight onto what would be a good attire for this evening.
Fancy dress, you know. We want to get into the theme of it, you know.
Well, I'd say.
What a giant bird.
Well, I suppose what you could try and do is either, dress up. If you wanted to go fancy and exotic, then maybe it's a Haugen or a Triton. They're kind of relevant to the actual occasion, with the invasion and whatnot. Or you could dress up as fisherman, or well, that's it really. I suppose you could, have circus attire on if you wanted to kind of blend in with the circus in the entrance area.
I like that idea.
No.
Blending?
Oh,
it's all.
Gregor,
Blending sounds
come on,
good to me.
We will stand out if we're dressed as a circus.
Where is your spirit, Gregor?
Not in a carnival.
I mean, to be fair, Gregor, there's quite a few people. Just a very important note for you. I've got another one afterwards, but I'll let you do this thing first. This is more of a you're heading out, and I'll let you know. But if you're dressing up as carnival and clowns and trying to merge and blend in, there is a guard patrol. Not the guard patrols in, they're just patrolling the area, but like a performance of the guards, where they pass from district to district, do the military stuff, all that kind of shit. Don't dress up as a carnival goer and then go into the guards parade. That's a way to get attention to you.
Well, I don't think we should dress up as a guard.
Well, no. I'm just saying, if you dress up carnival-y and you want to blend in, don't blend into other acts.
Okay. Aja, why don't you stick around? Ezador, let's give this a go.
Yes.
Aja can be a watch here and see if he feels that we will fit in. Gregor, are you up for this?
Fine.
We need to merge ourselves together. You see, Aja,
Well, we have no choice. We have no choice.
I'm to be on the back of this fine this guy.
Oh, you want me to be a judge, eh? I can do that.
I'll just put my hands up towards Gregor and may I, Gregor?
I just a deep sigh, and I just put my arm down so you can grab it.
I'll scurry up his arm and over onto his back.
Okay. You are now on his back. Are you kind of like clung onto his back like a hunchback, or are you kind of legs around his head so you're the face?
I don't want to be a hunchback because I feel like I'll need to make strength checks to be able to stay up there. So, Gregor, do you think I should be on your shoulders for this?
You can do. I mean, that's fine. I can.
Will you be able to
your
support me?
legs.
Because I don't have really the upper body strength to keep myself up here.
We could tie you on.
Don't you? Just get up on my shoulders and just sit there. That's all you have to do.
Okay, I'll scurry onto his shoulders. Ezador, no binding, please.
Okay. Right, I'll throw a big cloak thing over him then, so it goes all around his head, all around Gregor, all around Gregor. I'm thinking super colourful, loads of baubles and tassels coming off it, a bit like a Christmas tree. And like a carnival avian kind of looking mask with a big long pointy nose coming out of it. I'll put that on Dix. I'll put that on Dix's face.
Okay, so the carnival mask would not normally be in the disguise kit. However, roll me a. Let's have a look. See. I guess roll me a dex check to see if you can fashion a bird like headpiece.
Too many pages. I need to sort these out.
Are you painting the face of Dix?
15.
15. You're able to cobble together some items and materials and stuff to create a mask. However, it does only cover like one half of his face. It kind of swoops down and under, so like the top left quadrant of his face is still visible.
Excellent suggestion, Dix. I will paint the side that's actually visible in swirly red, green colours.
Okay, so I am going to ask for 3 rolls from you, Ezador, and this will determine how and what skill level both Dix and Gregor will need to roll to maintain their ruses.
Okay.
So
there is one more bit I want to add to this disguise.
Go for it. There might be 4 rolls.
Something missing. Dix, do you still have that cloak of billowing?
Let me have a look, see if I can find it. I don't feel like I do have it anymore. Did I not lend it to... I lent it to you, Ezador, didn't I?
Other way around.
I lent it to you.
Oh, yes. Yes, here it is. I'll pull it out.
Fantastic. Or a tie around his head so it's like an hairdo.
Okay. Just to get a mental image here, is it my face that's coming out of this whole...
Half of
and
it.
Where is Gregor's face going to be? Because I'm going to be at the same height as him, aren't I?
No. You're just above me. Do you know, like a piggyback ride?
So you're really
Gregor's
tall.
Face is there, like where your neck would be.
You're like a big Christmas tree with wavy, billowy hair, and an avian beak, and red and green swells on the side of your face.
Nice.
Okay, so then like I said, I need 3 intelligence. 3 rolls from you, and all of them are intelligence. So first, let's roll for the body.
Is that me?
No, it's Ezador.
Oh,
so
okay.
this.
Intelligence. That's my forte.
That's good.
17.
17 for the body. So yes, you drape this large cloak over them, you button it up, and you even manage to make it so that even though Gregor's face, his snout essentially, is pressing against the fabric, is not actually poking through. It's there enough that Gregor, you can breathe through it quite easily, and it's there enough that if somebody really paid attention, they'd be able to see that the measurements of this creature is slightly off, but they'd have to look, like take a proper look. So roll the next one for the. Roll it with advantage for the face after making the mask. Hair.
14.
Okay, so this doesn't look as good as the actual outfit itself. The mask, you can tell it is cobbled together from bits of junk. There is like the burnt through kind of like circle of a wax candle, like placed on one eye, kind of like eyelids. It is like bent sheet metal that you've just kind of picked up along your travels. You kind of like try to paint it with the ashes of the fire next to you. It's all very cobbled together. It does the job, but it doesn't look great. And then finally, the makeup of this outfit.
God, I don't suppose that was advantage as well, was it?
Unfortunately not. You only got advantage on the face, the general face, because of the mask obscuring most of it.
6.
So the exposed area where Dix's eye and stuff was, you apply a little bit of paint to it, but Dix, you're already over warm in this mask, and your sweat just kind of sweats this paint off.
Okay, I'll turn to Aja and say, Aja, this doesn't feel right. How does it look?
You look a little odd. But from a distance, people ain't gonna question it. I would say that, yeah, if you stay away from guards and stuff like that, if you don't go right next to them, you should be fine. Just passing by, it'd be good.
No. This has to be done right. Ezador, give the paints to Aja. Aja, could you give this a go? See if you can touch it up.
Just hurry up.
I'm just gonna roll something for Aja here to see if he is inclined. Should probably put my lamp on soon. All right, I'll give it a go, but I can't I can't promise that it's gonna be
Just
good.
give
I'm
it your
not an
best shot, as long as
artiste.
it's-
Okay, so Ash is gonna roll his own intelligence check then to do this little bit of face painting. It looks the exact same.
Oh, just give us it here. I'm going to try it myself.
Roll intelligence with disadvantage then because you're doing it to yourself. This is your last chance, by the way. You will have had 3 chances at this.
14.
It's a lot more passable. You can tell that underneath the makeup there is a gnomish type of face in that little quadrant, but you can't really, like I said, unless you're really, really, really looking for it, it'd be difficult to tell.
I do have my hat of vermin on top of this as well, don't I? So, I presume, is there a hood over as well?
Did you give them a hood, Ezador?
Not really. I just put a cloak over him, and then he's got
so
the
it
wind
will be
billowing on his head.
That's right.
So-
Yes, you've got the
So it's
cape
like
on.
hair.
Yeah, so that whole cloak will be over the hair, won't it, and everything like that, which I would normally have my hat.
Yeah, I think you could put your hat. I put the cloak, the billowing thing on your head, so it was like hair, so your cloak wouldn't be over it.
Well, I'm just wondering whether I should remove this hat, because this is the hat that I had on originally. Maybe I should. If I put this hat on top, then maybe that would give me away slightly. If any notes have been taken on me.
That's a good point.
Well, it's your call.
I'll roll it up. I'll roll it up and put it in my my back.
It's fair enough. Your hat is now in your backpack. So, with those rolls, then, you've kind of cancelled out. So you don't get advantages or disadvantages as such when you do your rolls. But to let you know what rolls you will be doing, Dix, as the face of this, literally the face of this, you will be doing persuasion, deception. Let me just load up my thing. Yeah, you'll be doing charisma, persuasion, deception, and performance, mainly. There might be some other crossovers and stuff, but that will be your main ones. Gregor, as the body of this, you will be doing dexterity, strength, athletics, and also performance on occasion. And maybe a touch of sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm happy with that.
How about if Gregor is the body of this, because obviously I'm using deception and persuasion here. I suppose an element of Gregor's body movements would be part of that deception and persuasion as well. Would that give me any form of advantage? Maybe not advantage, but a
Maybe.
plus of some sort?
Not inherently. It would have to depend on how he rolls. I'm sure you'll find out soon.
I am
I'm
quite
just,
confident
trying
with
to
this, though.
increase my stats somehow.
I'm sure you will find out soon enough if Gregor is going to be a help or hindrance. Okay, yeah, so you've now got your disguise applied, guys. It's passable enough, you know? It's not... You don't have any disadvantages when you're getting your checks, but it's not good enough that it will inherently fool everyone. Basically put, from a distance, you're fine. When you're up close, the disguise itself isn't going to help or hinder you. It's how you guys act that will determine whether or not people believe you.
Right. That's fine.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Dix?
You're gonna have to be my eyes and ears at this point.
Oh, yes, I know. It's this is... I didn't realise how difficult this was going to be, actually.
Are we ready for a bit of carnival fun?
I was going to say, Tom,
you
can I
Yes.
see through this disguise, or am I completely blind?
You're completely blind. You can make out very vague shapes through the cloth.
But
that's about
fair
it.
enough.
As Ezador, I'm just grabbing my hat back out my backpack and swinging it, trying to catch it with it, because I don't have any...
Yes.
Are you staying with us for this?
Possibly.
Was there any affiliation with Was it what was?
We'll play it by ear, my friend. You worry too much. Should we get out there?
I'll
stay with you.
I am stressing.
I've got to admit, though, I'm rather looking forward to trying this old carpet out.
Sorry, guys. Before you go, I feel like I should probably inform you, seeing as you did ask me to put my guys on it. If you remember, you asked you asked me to check with my guards that's under my little payroll if there's any suspicious activities that's been happening in the check-in and check-outs. Now we got a little bit of information. We don't got proper names as such, but hopefully something to set you guys off if you want to hear it before you go to the festival.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so I had my guys, kind of look through the book for any irregularities. And, well, what do you know? They found some. They found some repeating names that ain't even names, they're titles. Which we found a little odd. And then when they corroborated it against the guard who signed them in, well, wouldn't you know? That guard, he ain't existing anywhere. It's a false guard signing people in.
Under a false name?
So the guard himself is a Menken, which we don't have anyone in the guard barracks with the last name of Menken. So that's obviously a pseudonym. Now, as for these titles that we highly suspect, well, there's 6 of them. And I would suggest that these are the main players of the cult. And like I said before, or like Ziegler said, you don't necessarily have to kill them. Although that option is always open to you. Always. You can just convince them to leave the cult or to stop producing the crystals. It's up to you. But nonetheless, their titles are as such, and you might want to make a note of this.
Sorry, how do you spell God?
I am not sure if that's sarcastic or not.
Yeah.
Is that?
Alright, so here are their 6 titles. Obviously, these are all pseudonyms, they're not their real names, they're just, well, we suspect it's their role or perhaps some kind of identifying characteristic that if any of these people saw each other in the ledger, they'd be able to tell. But enough beating around the bush. The names are as such. The Acolyte. The Shopkeeper. The Scientist. The Quartermaster. The Death Walker. And then finally, the Leader. Now we believe that they are all in Salt Harbor at the moment, as they ain't been signed out. But as to what these titles actually mean, well, I guess that's up to you guys to sort out.
Well, I would assume a shopkeeper would have a shop.
You'd think so.
Very interesting.
There may not actually. It's quite amusing actually, because there may not be false names. There may be what they really are. Okay,
Indeed.
we'll keep an eye.
All
out.
I got was shopkeeper.
It's definitely a very good.
You're tickling my balls there, Gregor. Try and face down when you're talking a little bit more. Please.
What?
Just pointing my face up at this point.
Heavens!
Even his camera!
Jesus. So yeah, Arja has just kind of like given you this list of names and titles. He's let you know essentially that obviously these titles aren't their real names, but it might be related to what they do or who they are as such. Hopefully it'll give you a bit of a lead. At that though, he does kind of lean forward. Now, I ain't giving them the full reward that we said about because they ain't names. However, I did give that guard 50 gold for his troubles, so one of yous wouldn't mind reimbursing me for that, seeing as it's your task? I'd be happy with that.
Do I have any... Am I aware of the amount of gold that Gregor has?
Oh, come on. You're bringing me in this.
I don't believe so, because Gregor's not told you he's got a lot of gold.
Is there no vision? Oh, he has a bag of holding, doesn't he?
He has a bag of holding.
Yeah,
He
right,
took that off of Rag's corpse.
Yeah, I must be able to see that amount of gold.
Unfortunately not.
Gregor. Let's see if this is let's see if this
you
is
just
allowed.
see an arm
Gregor.
just reach out just in the middle.
Just an arm kind of erupts from the cloak with 50 gold coins. You just drop I'm assuming, yeah. Just drop the gold coins into Ash's hand. Well, that's kind of disconcerting, but thanking you. Anyways, I believe that you guys might have a festival that you're wanting to attend.
Yes, definitely.
I suppose we're ready as we're ever going to be.
Oh, some fine work. Thank you for the information. We will.
No. It's quite all right. If I get anything else from them, which might be unlikely, because if they're using pseudonyms, it's going to be difficult for them to figure out who they actually are. But if I find out anything else, you guys will be the first to know.
Ezador, could you grab onto our cloak? Just to make sure we're going the right way, because I'm a bit blind here.
Why, of course, I'll grab...
Gregor needs to do the walking.
He does.
I know, that's why I asked.
And I'm going to be the eyes if you're walking.
Well, maybe you should practice before we go stop, Try and get out of here. Because...
Okay, you guys wanting to practice Gregor's walking?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Go on then.
Go on, Dix, follow me.
So, you hear that, and... Sorry, go for it, Ezador.
No, I just thought, what am I calling you, gentlemen?
Call him Dix.
Maybe don't call him.
Dixador.
Dixador. Like it's a...
call me Rooster.
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 Rooster, very good. Very carnivally.
At this point, Aries has already walked off. It's just you guys left alone now in the kind of like the center square of the dark area. Toward the back of you, it's just pretty much a straight line to the stairs that would lead up to the financial district.
Come on then, Roosty. Straight line.
Okay, so
right.
Gregor,
Yeah.
roll me a dex check, please.
Right. Dex check. 6.
Rooster starts following Ezador at first, but suddenly starts kind of like swerving off to the side.
Can I
Just
grab
kind of
him
like-
as he starts to swerve?
Yes. So you grab him and
Tell
he
me where to
stops.
go.
Straight line. Come on, Gregor. You must have done straight line before. And I'll just guide
Certainly
him
not.
back to where it's supposed to be going.
Hang on. There must be a simpler way of doing this. I have the eyes.
Yes.
Right, if I'm sat on your shoulders, then if I put my hand on your face,
Yes.
and I will use your face as a left and right.
It's like a steering wheel.
Yeah, there's a sort of
Yes.
steering momentum. Yes, very good, Ezador.
It's a good idea, Dix. That's very good.
Am I encouraged now?
And maybe that will prevent you from speaking and vibrating my testicles.
Yes, Gregor, you need to stop speaking.
I turn my head backwards and forwards.
To this point. What?
And I can
Yeah,
simply tell you when to stop and to move.
Are you trying to ratatouille Gregor, basically? He does have horns that you can grab onto rather than his face.
Yes, grab
He's got
my
two
horns.
short horns that will fit your hands perfectly.
Okay, I will grab onto the horns if that's more suitable for you, Gregor.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, so Gregor, when Dix is directing you, you have advantage on dexterity checks for walking.
Right. Do you
So,
want me to re-roll?
Yeah, so Ezador kind of lets go of you, and you all start you both, I guess, start walking back to the exit. Roll
Yeah,
me a dex check, please.
I'll release as he goes, like a parent with their child on a bike.
I'm assuming that Dix is helping steer you here.
Yeah.
God.
I tell you what, actually, Dix, you need to roll me first because you're directing him. Roll me animal handling.
Oh,
Because you're kind of like directing
No.
him. There's nothing else that fits. Animal handling or dexterity, but I'm going to say animal handling here.
can I not have dexterity? Surely animal handling is more internal handling than what I have to do here.
I tell you what, I've got a bottle cap.
I think it's quite fitting, actually.
I've got a bottle cap. This
Right,
side is dex. That side is
Because animal handling's on the also handling the mental side of things.
Oh, okay.
You can go dex. Or would it be sleight of hand?
Well, I've just rolled a. Well, I've rolled anyway.
We'll go for dex this time. We might go sleight of hand next time.
All right, so that's a 20, but not a natural.
Okay, so roll again, Gregor, with advantage. Because you are being guided by Dix here.
19. Oh, sorry. Was this a dex?
Yes, it's dex for you, please.
Yeah, a 20, not natural.
But you're going to say natural 19.
I thought he was going to say, oh, sorry, no, 2. Amazing.
Okay, so 20 not natural. The second that Dix kind of grabs your horns and starts like pushing forward, you just maintain your course forward. There's kind of like a few pebbles and small rocks in your way, and Dix kind of like tilts your head ever so slightly to the left, and you follow. Tilts it back to the right, and you follow, and you just navigate around this rock perfectly. So you are now at the entrance or the exit, I guess, of the dark area.
Are you ready, Gregor, for this?
Yes,
Are you sure?
I believe so. As long as you tell me the right directions.
You're gonna have to try and do this with as least talking as possible.
Yes. I just start whispering at this point.
Please stop.
Okay, guys, I want you to roll me. As you're heading up the stairs, we'll just say you're heading up the stairs, you're comping up the stairs to the financial district. I want one of you to roll me a d4, please.
Oh, D4.
Yes, it can be any of you.
1.
That's fine. So yes, you exit out of. Give me 1 second. Just close that. So you exit out of the dark area. You climb up the stairs. You're winding around the stairs, and then you find yourself kind of like in the holding area.
Are we going back and
of the
forth?
statue.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, as you're walking up the stairs, there's a little bit of swaying and stuff like that. But Gregor, you managed to keep your footing well enough, we'll say. Well enough. So you exit out. You pass through the statue. And you are now in the financial district. You're kind of like in this entranceway to the dark area. As you pass out, Ezador, as you also follow through, you look up and see the statue at one point or another would have been you, but now vastly resembles a Triton. As you look up and around, you can see that it looks to be around about 9 in the morning. There doesn't really appear to be that many other people in the financial district at this point in time.
Appears we're a little bit early.
Yes, maybe. Or maybe it's just not in this district.
Do you think we should head to the pub?
The what?
The Squid. Should we head to there?
Oh,
Make sure that Aries is there.
The tavern?
Yes.
I don't know, really. Should we? Yes. All right.
I think that's the best option.
Ezador?
Aye, yes, we'll do the tavern.
Oh, you heard him. That's good. It must be.
You're all my eyes. I can't see a thing.
Yeah.
I'll follow you.
No, you need to lead the way.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
He doesn't know the way.
I'm not going to be familiar with it, am I?
You're not.
I don't know the way either, Gregor.
Okay,
it's
so
simplest obstacles, isn't it?
Right. I was going to say, as soon as we exit out here, we turn right, go past the big fighting guild.
Smoldering wreck.
Yeah, the smoldering wreck. Go all the way down the stairs and walk around there, I believe.
Did you hear that, Ezador?
Yes. Okay, let's go. We'll do that then. I'll follow his directions then, and hopefully get there without incident.
So as you exit this little entranceway to the dark area, Ezador, you see immediately in front of you kind of like a ruined church. That the last time you were here wasn't a ruined church. The church itself was fully built. There was no overgrowth of moss or plants, whereas now the side of it is pretty much absent. The front is crumbling. The roof is gone completely, and there is moss and vines kind of climbing up of this church itself. You turn so that you're facing downwards, and you see a large mound of heavily burned wood. It's kind of like collapsed all in on itself. It's no longer smouldering. It doesn't look like it has been for quite some time, but it looks like whatever happened there was a scene of utter devastation.
My. What a terrible incident must have occurred there.
Yes, I know.
Oh, really, Gregor? Why, what happened?
We'll talk about it at the tavern.
Please avoid all talking at all costs.
Dix, roll me just a straight up D20 to see your comfortability here.
3. And I feel that 3.
Every time that Gregor speaks, it is sending vibrations to areas that normally would be quite pleasurable, but considering you're on someone's head and not in a consensual way, it's not that nice.
It's warm. It's warm breath.
Tell me, Gregor, do you know what happened to that church that we just went past? It's all decrepit.
Try and hit him with my hat as he's saying it.
Would you know why they would leave that so decrepit at the time? It used to be a magnificent building,
Roll me a dex check, Gregor, as you're trying to walk through here. Not with advantage, because Dix is now batting your head with his hat.
Alright. That's a 12.
You kind of you start walking forwards, and then you start veering directly toward the smouldering ruin of the arena.
Well, funny you should say that, Ezador, but we've been here before. I've fought in this, and
as I'm just trailing,
you're 5 foot away from Ezador, you're then 10 foot away as you're saying this. Your voice is trailing.
I'll grab onto the horn again as I'm trying to squat him because I want to get to him as well.
And I realise that his voice is getting quieter, so
Dix, roll me a sleight of hand with disadvantage if you're still batting his head.
What happened?
4.
You're unable to keep steering him away. Gregor, you now kind of you walk directly into the smouldering ruin of the arena. Roll me an acrobatics check to see if you keep your feet, please.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's going to be one of those sessions, guys. You're literally 3 kobolds in a trench coating this.
Acrobatics.
Yes, please.
Okay. 12.
You stumble and fall forward, like flat onto this wood. Both you and Dix take a little bit of pain. No actual damage, but you both feel pain as these burnt out logs and wood hit you. But thankfully, Dix, you stay on his shoulders, and Gregor, you manage to push yourself back upright.
Well, we've been in it.
Everybody just...
Rooster, will you?
Everybody, can we please just stop for a moment?
I don't know where I'm going.
Stop talking. This is killing me. We need to do this correctly. Otherwise, we're going to spend the whole day just fighting each other, and it's not going to work. But Gregor, you need to stay as quiet as possible. Ezador, stop taunting him, and I know why you're doing this, and it's not fair.
Did you hear that, Gregor?
Yes.
I am not going to be a part of this anymore until we all stop. This is
sorry.
Silly. This is silly behaviour from the both of you. And I'm trying to be serious here.
I'm sorry. I was just having a little fun. I'm done now, I promise.
Well, I should think so too.
Roll another...
Right, I'm going to grab onto his horns now.
Yes.
My hat is back in my backpack. I'm going to grab onto his horns and say, right, Gregor, let's do this properly,
onwards.
Please. Just keep your voice low and only speak when you need to.
I just nod my head back and forth again.
The vibrations go up your legs from the...
That one also got me.
Great.
Right, you steer him
Team.
towards Gregor.
Okay, so you're now heading back down south. Gregor, roll me a dex check with advantage, please, with Dix helping you.
Gregor's heading down south.
$18.
So yeah, now with Dix steering you, you are able to expertly navigate down around the arena. You pass around the bank itself. Obviously, Gregor, you can't see that you're passing around the bank, but Dix, you see kind of like a horseshoe-shaped building, again, with lots of stuff growing out of it. But it does look like people are still using it, even if it is only one or two people. And as you pass around it, you head around the back. You see some stairs, and you walk down the stairs. So at this point in time, it did take you about half an hour to actually just walk down that simple little area because of obviously walking into the arena, you were walking and talking and chatting and whatnot. So it's about 9:30 by the time that you start walking down the steps. However, as you do, the sound of a crowd begins to fill your ears. As you head down the stairs, you see that the road directly in front of you is relatively normal. But as you head to the first crossroads, you see that a little bit further down, so like heading more into the centre of the area, there are some stalls, and there are more and more people walking towards there, some with instruments, some dressed up quite fancy, and others just obviously tourists.
I think we found the festival, boys.
I believe we finally fit in.
As you are saying...
Gregor!
As Dix is desperately trying not to... How to say this in a family-friendly manner? Blow his load. A procession...
It's definitely not on the verge of blowing his load.
Well, you know, all these vibrations, Christ. A procession of people walk by in kind of like carnival-y yet military-themed outfits. So, you know, like carnival is in like bright colours and feathers, military is in like the hats and the suits type of thing. One person is kind of like using a drum with a little stick, hitting it against it quite rapidly. Another one is banging cymbals together. There's a lot of people chanting and dancing around these people as they are making their way down the main street.
Okay, Ezador, do you think you can find your way through this mess to get to the squid? Gregor, do we really need to go to the squid?
Do you want me to speak?
When I ask you a question, yes, you can speak.
I would say yes, because that's the place that would be most relaxed, I would say.
Relax is not what we need, though, is it?
It's a place that we need to meet Aries to get my pay.
That is true. Sorry, I'm just having a nice time out here.
Really? Really?
Right, we're out. DM, what can I see around me? I presume we're maybe now a little bit lost.
So I will show you exactly where you are on the map, but I'll also describe it. Just give me one quick second here. So, like I said, you came down the stairs at the top of the district, and you walked down the initial front road. On either side was still normal, but as you got to the actual first crossroads, you started then seeing a procession of people further down on the actual main street itself. So you can either head down this alley to your left that you are pretty much at right now, or you can try and follow the procession of people. Gregor knows where the Baneful Squid is.
Based on Gregor's information,
do
do I know where? Based on his information, then do I know where it is?
Gregor's not informed you where it is, other than in the commercial district.
Well then, Gregor.
Yes.
Ezador, do you know where you're going?
I could ask my friend if you want to go. I'll just person.
Ask. Just ask. Just ask.
I just want to just tap the nearest person who's not a guard.
Let me roll something here to see if you tap the guard.
No, I won't tap a guard.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, to be fair, Ezador, you've not been here in centuries. The guard outfits may have changed. You turn and you tap a young adult over the consenting age.
That's
shit! I
valuable
need to retake
information, DM. Thank you very much.
You turn and you tap a young adult.
Hello, young adult of consenting age. Would you happen to know the way to the squid?
He's gone.
This young adult of consenting age turns to look at you. Oh, me, sir? What squid's that then? One that they caught?
No, it's a tavern of some kind, I believe. I know it's called the Squid. Oh,
Ain't no tavern just called the Squid here, friend.
anything like the Squid?
There's a Baneful Squid heading down that road there.
Fantastic. Just down there, did you say?
Yeah, just down there, he says, pointing down the street. Just down there.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Have a good festival.
You too. I'll just be here, an adult of consenting age.
Scrap it off, Ezador. Scrap him off. Lead the way.
Christ. So,
what a nice consenting age adult that was.
The worst thing is I'm going to have to edit out the lead into that joke, so none of this is going to make any fucking sense. Actually, no, fuck it, I'll keep it in. Okay, so, yes, Ezador, you are now starting down this side snicket of road. Gregor and Dix, I'm assuming you're following.
Horns to the ready.
Gregor, roll me a dex check with advantage, please.
$16.
You manage to get down the street well enough. You stumble a little bit. The uneven flooring of the cobblestoned road kind of like offsets you a little bit. You kind of like lurch forward a little bit. And for a split second, it feels almost like Dix might fall off you. But you keep him up well enough. Okay, so yeah, you guys are heading down the side street, heading towards the Baneful Squid. Gregor, you, like I say, you stumbled a little bit over some cobbles, but you're pretty much fine as you reach the entrance door to the Baneful Squid.
Ah, what a fine establishment this looks to me. I walk in.
So you push open the door just like with it.
I'll keep the door open for them. for Rooster.
I'll lean the
For
head.
Rooster.
Yeah, I'll lean forward on the head there on the horns.
After you, Rooster.
You know what? I'm not even going to make you roll the roll here, Gregor. You just head straight into the room quite easily and just quite easily, really.
Yeah, well, I'm bearing down on them.
So, Dix and Ezador, this is the first time you've seen this place. You see as the door opens and you head in, you see a very dimly lit, very large room. There's only a couple of candles around this room, which is pretty much circular. And all of these candles and torches on the wall, they just kind of highlight the stone walls around them. It is a little bit difficult to see. You don't actually realise until you take a couple of steps in, but there is a large maroon rug in the centre of the tavern. Placed around just in random intervals around this entire room are standard spherical tables. Each of them have 4 basic stools around them. You'd wager a guess that there's about 15 of these tables.
I was waiting for him to say, "You walked into the wrong house."
No. Thankfully, you do enter into the tavern. As you guys continue passing through, you pass by a large fireplace on one side of the room in which a large crackling fire is already burning, giving off a lot of heat and lightening up the place a little bit.
Are the people
opens
in...
up around here.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, are
go
the
for
people in this room?
So at the moment, with it being close-ish to 10 o'clock, there's a couple of people in the room, only about 3 or 4 of them, as well as a very large half-orc at the bar, just cleaning a glass.
Okay. Now remember, Rooster, and I'm going to say this really loud, keep your eye out for an acolyte, a shopkeeper, a scientist, and a quartermaster.
Yes, Deathwalker and the leader. Yes, I know.
That's the one. And while I say
Don't
that,
forget
have I seen anybody?
Stop talking.
And I'm looking around at everyone to see if I'm getting any.
Yeah, I was going to say, I need to roll something here, seeing as you're just blatantly saying these code names out loud. No one reacts.
Right. I'm just going to unks myself at the bar. Look around.
I'm just going to remain in the position that I'm in.
So Ezador, you're kind of leant against the bar, looking around. I guess I should just say Rooster, so that it combines both of you two. Rooster, you are a couple of feet behind Ezador. You're not stood in the centre of the room as such, but you're not propped up against the bar.
Well, it's worth a try, wasn't it, Rooster? So I get you a drink?
Yes. What is the best they have?
Barkeep?
As you say this, the half-orc barkeep turns around. He's wearing kind of a simple sponge shirt, kind of tied together with strings and stuff. He's got a leather vest over the top of it. One of his teeth is broken. The other one's kind of pointing up. Got a couple of tears in his ear. His hair is kind of tied up and into a bun, essentially. Turns around as he's still polishing a tankard. Oh, hello. Didn't realise I had new customers in here. What can I get you, friends?
Hello. Pleasant to meet you. I'll have 3 pints of your best.
3?
Ask him what the best he has is.
Well, no, it's for me and my friend Rooster here, but he's a rather large chap, as you can see. He has 2 for every one of mine.
Yes, and ask him what the best he has is.
The half-orc looks at you both. Oh, well, I ain't gonna body shame anyone here. But did you say what is the best that I have? By any chance? My lumpy friend?
Oh, you're talking to me.
Oh, yeah, indeed, yes. Yes.
I thought he was calling me lumpy then.
What is the best you have?
Oh, that would be basilisk venom.
No, I don't want anything I don't want anything as strong as that. That is the best.
Are you sure? It's really good.
I am sure. I don't need anything. No.
You should be fine.
Yes, but I know what I want, and it's not Basilisk Venom.
Oh, very well.
I was going to say, do I hear this?
Yes, you can hear everything. You're cloaked, but you're not muffled.
Can I just impersonate Dix and just go,
Yes!
Roll me a performance check.
And
I
I'm
need to
gonna
roll that against
cover
Crum's
his
insight.
mouth with my hand. And
Roll
bring
me a
it
slight.
Are you
and
roll me
do
a-
the rest of it with the rest of the controlling with my hand on his face now.
are
Roll
you
me a
sure, Rooster? That's a good idea. Basilisk Venom at this time in the morning.
I
so-
didn't say anything.
So, Deeks, roll me a dexterity check.
17.
Okay, so Gregor, roll me performance with disadvantage, please.
natural 1.
Okay, I need to roll something here.
Great.
It's going to be great if
Couldn't
Gregor's...
keep your mouth shut, could you, Gregor?
Nope.
Could be worse. Could be worse. Okay. So, as Gregor is saying yes, or whatever it was he was saying, Dix slams his mouth shut on both, like, top hand, one hand on top, one hand on bottom, slams it shut. Gregor, you bite into your tongue as you're saying yes, and you let out a loud yelp of pain. You also take 4 points of damage.
Okay.
But yeah, there is a loud yelp of pain, and this half-orc bartender just kind of... I could have sworn that I heard a noise coming from your abdomen down there.
Oh, Rooster,
okay.
Yes.
is that your old acid reflux again?
Yes, it is. It's once again I've eaten something strange and not right to myself. It's something in the market we had earlier, Ezador. Something too spicy, I must say. This is. Can you just answer me what the best you have here is?
Yeah, quick,
Basilisk
man.
Venom is not the best
get-
you have; it's the strongest you have. I'd
you
like
must
something
get
of quality.
Get in some ale. You need some ale.
I don't
Could
need
you
any
roll
ale.
me? Could you roll me either performance or deception, please? Your call.
I was going to say, as he's
Yes,
doing this,
you.
can I reach up my arm and just grab his leg quite hard, as like he's just slammed his my jaw into my tongue.
You can, but I'm gonna actually hold off on telling me what the result of your performance or deception check is. Roll me a strength check, please. And Deeks, what is your AC?
11.
11. Okay, beat 11.
Yeah, not with that. 7.
Okay, so you don't have disadvantage on this deception or performance roll, Deeks.
Okay, I'm gonna grab his horns and say, "Look."
What
I'm
was your
about to show
performance
you
or
off.
deception?
I didn't roll it yet.
Okay, I was gonna say I need to know that before you can do anything else. I'm afraid.
What was my options? Perception or
No, performance or deception.
performance or deception? Doesn't matter. 11.
As you're kind of like trying to pass it off as just indigestion and stuff. No, I know the sounds of indigestion. I was a ship captain, you know, and if there's one thing a ship captain knows about, it's the sounds of indigestion. Now that did not sound like no indigestion to me. That
Can I-
actually sounded like, my friend, that there was someone else in there with you.
Can I then take... Okay, I'm going to try something. I've got an ink pot here, right?
Okay.
What I want to do is sort of take the ink pot out. Oh! And then just like squedge a little bit onto the floor as if I'm a bit, an upset stomach.
Roll me deception with disadvantage, because that's a terrible plan. You're spitting ink out. You're not even spitting the ink out. You're throwing ink out from your neck area, and it's ink. Anyone who looks even slightly closely at that will see it's Ink. Never mind the fact that it didn't come out of your mouth.
It's a 7 then.
This half-orc sees you he sees like, I'll tell you what happens actually. This half-orc sees like a little tiny hand just kind of lob a little bit of ink onto the floor. As you do that, you're like, I'm so poorly. And this half-orc just, there was a little hand in there. I know what's going on here.
I think the game's up, boys.
I know what's going on here.
I was going to say, can I just...
in there.
Don't move, Gregor.
Gregor?
Crumb.
Did you just say Gregor?
All right, Crumb.
Oh, Gregor, you're in there! Why are you hiding like that?
Barkeep, can we have some discretion, please?
My name is from Grimlock, my friend, and that mound of muscle over there is my friend Gregor.
Great friends.
Yeah,
Crumb.
let's see we're friends.
Fantastic. Well,
Hello,
as a
It's a
friend,
very long story.
Gregor, you might as well stick your snout out now. He sees you.
Oh yeah, I can see that big old, like the big snout. You just kind of poke your snout through the opening of the cloak. There's not your entire face; it's literally just your snout, your blue snout sticking out of this cloak.
And I'm going to make sure I stand from other patrons so they don't see the talking snout.
Crumb, do you mind if we have 2 beers, please?
3.
Oh yes, of course. I'll get those for you right now, Gregor. And how about your friend, your funnily coloured haired friend? Would you also like a beer?
That is my plan, yes. Are you talking to me?
Yes, I am talking to you, my funny haired coloured friend. I'm assuming that given that I can see your snout there, Gregor, whomever is on top of you is quite a short fellow.
Crumb, this
Yes?
is Dix, this is a Crumb.
It just kind of looks up. Oh, hello. I'll get you some elven wine. That might be more your fancy.
Thank you.
Gregor, you could have told us
Best
you had a
news
friend
I've
here.
heard all
That might have been rather useful.
Well... Yes.
So Crumb kind of turns around. He gets like a wooden stake and smacks it into a cask of beer. He pulls it out and a load of beer just comes glugging out into one tankard and then 2. And he places them down with just like a onto the bar. And he stops the leakage from the casket. And you kind of like, Dix, you see him kind of like lean underneath the bar. You hear a bit of rummaging around from just like bottles and whatnot. And then you hear like a... He takes
I
a
hope
cork out
that's
of
a
one.
new bottle.
Well, did you not hear the cork?
I did.
That's what it sounded like. And he just
Very
pours out
well.
this vibrant green wine into a goblet for you. Now, seeing as it's been quite some time since I've seen Gregory, a couple of weeks, and I believe that we have some reacquainting to do, I'll let these ones be on the house.
Oh, that's very generous of you. Crumb.
Oh, don't go thinking me too much yet, mate. What did you say your name was again?
Oh, I
If
didn't.
you did. No.
No. My apologies. It's Ezador.
Very well, Ezador. I am from Grimlock. Who is the short one on Gregor's shoulders?
Yes. So it's Ezador.
Ezador, that's what I said.
Yes.
Yes, and who's the one on Gregor's shoulders?
This would be. Although, can I just ask? Can we keep it? We will explain the situation, but can we just keep it discreet? But this
Well,
is
yes,
Dix.
but you've got to... Yeah, well, yes, but you've got to... Well, you probably won't know.
Don't worry,
but-
Ezador.
but
I will
where-
explain this to Crumb. Yeah.
Yeah, like, where's the little dragon? And where's Ragnarok and Ivok? Like, no offense to your new friendos, but, you know, at the very least, I was hoping to see the little dragon again to give him some gold. He was going at quite a rate, wasn't he? How is he doing now?
We need to talk in private.
Is he okay?
I'm afraid I bring bad news.
Oh no. About I reckon Ragnarok, but the dragon's safe, ain't he?
Unfortunately,
Oh God,
I wish I
they're all
brought,
dead.
I just let out a deep sigh and just like, unfortunately, Ivok, Ragnar, and Bimit have perished.
He just kind of takes a deep inhale of breath. He kind of bows his head slightly. Ew, it ain't good. Now, I had a kinship with Ragnarok, being half orc, you know, and Ivok was a good sort. You could always tell his heart was in the right place. Always able to have a good conversation with that one about business and whatnot. When Ragnarok would talk about trying to open up his own betting tavern. Ridiculous. But Ivok, yeah, they were both good, but Bimit, losing him. His face darkens for...
You know what? They were good companions.
I imagine they were. His face darkens for a second. Did you get the fuckers who did it, though?
Unfortunately, not yet.
Well, you make sure, Gregor, you find them. And you make them pay for Bimit.
Oh, they'll pay 10 times fold. Don't you worry about that.
Well, if you need any information or anything I can do to help, for those three,
yes,
I will.
Yes, I believe we do, actually. Do you know anything about the shopkeeper?
I live in a commercial district, Gregor. Shopkeepers are all that are here.
I just turn to Dix and...
Well, you don't really turn to Dix. You kind of like lean your head upwards towards Dix, I guess.
Look. You know, don't you?
I'm just trying to reach for the wine.
Just these little hands appearing from the neck of this lumpy creature reaching for the wine. Oh, here you go. Just hands you the glass.
Thank you.
Bit early to be drinking, innit? It's only 10:30. You want a straw for that?
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Nice, lovely.
Okay.
Hi, Gregor. What are you asking me?
I was wondering about the names, about, you know, like, I just turn to him and just whisper, the shopkeeper and the other names.
Oh, there's a few other names. The base, is this guy to be trusted?
Crumb? Yeah, definitely.
There's apparently some people who've been let into the town under false names.
By a false guard, no doubt.
Yes, and by a false guard. They're under some names like the acolyte, the shopkeeper, which Gregor just said, a scientist, a quartermaster, a deathwalker, and the one they call the leader.
Pseudonyms! I'm going to say that really loud.
As you shout this really loud, one or two people in the back of the bar just kind of like whip their heads around to look at you and they glare at you slightly.
Yeah, I'm going to look at them back. See if I can see anything in their facial expression.
Roll me an investigation roll, please.
Yes, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to say pseudonyms, you might say. Oh, nat 20.
Oy.
With a nat 20, you can see that all of the people that have turned around, the way that they've reacted wouldn't infer that they themselves are the shopkeeper. However, one of them might have a clue as to what you're talking about.
Right. I'm going to let them carry on talking, but I'm going to keep an eye on him. And keep looking at him.
So, you see God, I've forgotten the name for them now. You see a tabaxi. Kind of like black fur with white streaks across their eyes. Just kind of nursing a drink. They kind of looked up and glared at you for a second. At first, it kind of seems like, you just interrupted their drink, but on further reflection, there might be a hint of recognition there.
Carry on, you two. Don't be discreet. I'm watching the tabaxi while this conversation's going on.
I don't really know what to say here, then. Gregor, is there anything you'd like to...
Crumb, do you know any of these names?
Oh, I mean, a title's a title, isn't it? It only has meaning to what you attribute to the title. So,
True.
Like, the leader could mean anyone. However, so, what was it you said, the Death Walker? I don't know anyone like that. I would assume that might be someone who has died, and we are... Kind of leans in close. We are talking about the cult of Merkel here, ain't we?
Yes.
Yeah, so I would assume then that the Death Walker is someone that may have been killed over the last couple of months, maybe, and has been brought back to life. Death Walker, you see.
Do you know anyone that's been brought back to life?
Oh, I'm afraid I don't. I don't really get out of here too much, Gregor, apart from the occasional portal visit to see Mr. Valar Constance in Velden. Speaking of which, I've got an update for you about that in a second, but we'll go through the names first. Because
Yes.
I don't know where you guys were, but from the looks of what Mr. Ambience was talking about last night, you were meant to meet him here last night, and you didn't.
Yes, we got a bit, we had to sleep some things off.
Well, nonetheless, I'll catch you up on that in a second. So, let's go through the rest of them. The Acolyte, don't know what that means, don't even know what that word means.
It's a follower of a leader of the sort.
Oh, well, I don't really know that many religious people, I'm afraid. What else is there? There's the Scientist, so... Again, I don't know many scientists, but if you know anyone in any of the areas that might be a bit sciencey and whatnot, logical thinkers and all that kind of jazz, maybe him. The Quartermaster, oh, well, that one's... Well, I'd like to say that one's easy, but I don't want to be casting aspersions, you see. I don't want to be saying, oh, it's definitely him. But a Quartermaster, well, they normally deal in weapons. Normally to do with the army, or barracks, or something like that. So I would say, I had to take a guess, if I was guessing this. Maybe the Quartermaster's got something to do with the barracks. The leader, that could be anyone. Like, literally anyone could be a leader. Alfred Ezador here could say that he's a leader, and that would apply to him. So cat out there. The shopkeeper, though, well, there's obviously a lot of shopkeepers around here. However, if I was to hazard a guess as to which one might end up benefiting from being in the cult. Sorry, the jaw position that I have to do for Crim's voice wears down. If I had to guess for anyone who would be a shopkeeper that would have some kind of benefit from it, be Toby Newden. His wife got murdered a couple of months ago. So I can imagine poor Toby is a good sort, but if he got mutilated, maybe they told him that they could do something for him to keep him on side.
What was that name again?
Toby Newden. He is the proprietor of the General Goods Store in Salt Harbour.
Very interesting.
Very.
Looking, is the tabaxi listening? Or what's the tabaxi doing?
The tabaxi at this point in time has pretty much finished their drink. They stand up, they push their stool back with it, and they stand up, they take one last look at you guys before walking out.
I'm following that person.
Roll me a... You know what, actually, yeah, you can just follow them straight out the door if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You carry on, guys. I'll meet you back here in a sec.
Okay, so...
Ezador! Yeah.
Oh, just going.
So, guys, Rooster, what do you do at this point?
Just looking around. Ezador's gone. Gregor, Ezador's gone.
Do you know where this Toby Newman would be?
Toby Newton is still in this area. He's just in the general shop. Around about 50 to 60 feet away from my own tavern. He says as the DM looks to place it on the map. About 50 or 60 meters away, around on the corner, near the steps.
I've not been here before, have I?
Yes, you have. You've been to Salt Harbour many times. And you've also been to that shop before.
Ah! Then I know exactly where to go. I think that's where we need to go, Dix.
Oh, now?
The shop.
Dix is trying to
time.
drink his wine as quick as he can.
Yes, but what are we going to do when we get there? We're just we're two people in a cape.
Ah, but we can ask about the cult, can't we?
I don't think that would be the good idea.
All that we need to do is say one of those names. Well, it's up to you. I mean, we can stay here if you want.
Sorry, I just saw India running by in the background, trying to avoid the shot.
Completely missed that.
Yeah, she just kind of like dipped down and darted by.
I had the door.
So, Ezador, you have just left the tavern as you kind of like push open the door. It kind of swings open with a very loud creak. And as you step out into the streets, you are met with more festival goers. You can see the Black Tabaxi kind of dip out into this crowd.
Right, well, I'm shouting for the Tabaxi. Tabaxi!
Roll me... I think we've done it as performance before when you're trying to shout out across a crowd. So roll me a performance, please.
Uh, 12.
So you start shouting out to this Tabaxi. What is it that you're shouting?
Well, I'm just getting their attention. The way I'm seeing it is like I've literally just gone out the door with them. I just really like, oi, Tabaxi.
So yeah, you try and like push them to say oi Tabaxi, but they've already kind of like slipped into the crowd at this point. There's like a throng of festival goers with drums and like dancing and stuff like that pass by. They literally slide. You can push through the crowd to follow them.
Okay, I'm gonna try and see exactly where they went, and I'm basically gonna follow. Just be quite rude and get through people.
Okay, roll me a strength check then, just to kind of force your way through.
Ooh, where's my strength? 16.
So you find it a bit difficult to start pushing through the crowd at first because there is such a strong procession of people playing their instruments, dancing, just making a spectacle down the street as they lead into the centre. But between a drummer and a stick twirler, you find enough space to kind of push yourself through. You start pushing through the crowd. As you kind of like enter the centre of it, there is like a little bit of a gap. And through the gap as you push in, you can see the tail of the Tabaxi disappearing into the other side of the crowd.
Stop! Wait, I'll just keep going for him.
Roll
Try
me
and grab the tails. Oh, wait, it's good. Hang on. It's not 20, but it's good. Steed's 18.
18. So, as you shout stop and reach forward, it's not enough to stop the Tabaxi themselves, but quite a few people around you kind of like take a step back and to the side, suddenly alerted by your presence. Roll me a dexterity check, please, to see if you can grab the tail.
Thank you, festival goers. Oh my god. Well, what checks this?
Dexterity, please.
Well, no boss, but 18.
So you dive forward and you try to grab the tail. The tail looks like it's just about to slip out of your hands, but you manage to just grab the very tips of the back hairs of the tail.
Okay. Can I... Well, that's not enough to get a hold, is it?
I mean, you're kind of... You're in a position where you could try and pull them back or pull them down. Or you can just try and hold on to kind of slow them down. If you try and hold on, you're not going to be able to hold on for long, but it might be enough to slow them down enough to maybe tackle or something.
Yeah, well, I'm going to pull on the tail and try and dive on top of them.
Roll me a strength and acrobatics, please.
$16 on strength.
Okay, roll acrobatics with advantage then, please.
Go for that. Oh my god. Acrobatics.
Yes.
18. That's
Fair play. So you dive forward to grab this black tabax's tail. You just about grab onto the back hairs of it. You shuffle your fingers up and you can kind of like feel the bone. So you yank quickly. And as the tabaxi kind of pulls back, as it's yanked back by your pull, you use the inertia to kind of like wrap your arms around them. You land on the tabaxi and you roll, and then you've pretty much got the tabaxi pinned down. The festival goes around you. Some of them utter out shock. One woman screams and runs off, and the rest are just kind of like gasping at the spectacle that's kind of unfolding around them. But just slightly past them, in the outer areas of this throng of people, everyone's still just moving past. Kind of like this small little pod that's stopped.
Right, okay. I'm going to be... Right. Oh, I am sorry. I got a little bit excited there. Are you all right?
Oh, why you be tackling Miskra like this?
Ah, well, that be the question, doesn't it? Why you be running?
I not be running, Miskra be trying to get to the tent.
You ran. I was asking questions in there. I saw your face, and then you ran. That, to me, means you might know something that I might wish to know.
Miskla was having drink in tavern. Miskla finished drink in tavern, and Miskla left. Miskla tried to dart through crowd, yes, but that's only because crowd is busy. One must go fast to pass through.
Can I tell if she's lying?
Roll deception, please. Not deception, insight.
Oh, it's a minus. 11 then.
With an 11, unfortunately, you're not actually too sure. She doesn't seem like she's lying. But again, you can't be sure. At face value, at the very least, she is telling the truth.
Right. I would like to say, you feel compelled to tell me if you know of anything of the names I said in that tavern. Using
the Chaos Charm. So that is your first one of the day. Roll me Charisma, I believe it is, against her Insight.
Charisma?
Charisma, I believe it is, yes.
Oh, 18, mate.
Jesus, you're just constantly getting 18s.
I know, they're good rolls. I feel like I need a camera on there, because...
Just pointing downwards. Yeah, it's been very consistent at the very least.
I know. I'm starting to think. Oh no, don't be another 18.
So as you say this to her, as you kind of demand that she tell you whatever she knows, you see her eyes glaze over slightly. She doesn't respond, but you get the feeling that if you were to ask her again, you would be at a great advantage to do so.
So again, do you know anything about the acolyte, the shopkeeper, the scientist, the quartermaster, Deathwalker, or the leader?
Roll a persuasion with advantage.
Right, not looking.
Is it 18 again?
18.
You know what? That's fine. I didn't want to have to double check something else for your power. Anyway, so that actually stops me needing to do that.
First one was a 3, so it wasn't always 18.
So yeah, just to let you know, you now have a permanent advantage to persuade her to do anything at all. And the DC is much lower than it would normally be. Obviously, if you tell her to kill her child or loved one or something, the DC would be slightly higher. But say, if that was normally a DC 23, it would now... Wow. If that was normal... Right? That just took me unaware. Jesus Christ, that got dark super quick. If it would normally be a DC 23 without this power, it would more likely be a DC 14. So it'd still be a relatively difficult-ish check, but it would be a lot easier than without this boon.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So, after you've asked her this, Miskla does not know all names, but the shopkeeper would be Toby Newden, yes?
The shopkeeper?
Toby Newden, yes? Only shopkeeper I could think of. And, well, there's whispers of a Deathwalker.
Here we go. This is the information I wish to know. What about the Deathwalker?
The Deathwalker is only known through whispers, recent whispers. But they say he died, immolation, fire. And he walked back from the death. That is all I know of him. Recently dead, come back to life.
And why would they be in this city? Why are they in here, and why would they falsify being here?
I do not know. I just know the rumorings of the Deathwalker. I could only imagine that if they've come back even from death, to be back in the city, there must be something here that they are after.
Something. And if you was to hazard to guess, Tabaxi, what would that be?
I don't know why I'm rolling, because I can tell you right now what the response is. Miskla does not know. Miskla only hears rumorings and whispers, not the reasons behind.
I say guess.
With your power, Miskla does not guess. Miskla tells truths.
Are you telling me everything you know then? Tell me that truth.
Yes, Miskla telling everything's Miskla knowings.
Waste of time then. I'm sorry for tackling you. The next time someone shouts your name, try not to run.
You did not shout my name, you shouted Tabaxi. Do you know how offensive that is? That's like shouting human in the center of town and expecting a single person to turn around.
Go away.
Speciesist. She just kind of... She thinks about slapping you, then just turns around and walks back into the crowd.
Oh! No. Tell me your name before you go.
Miskla.
Mistla.
Miskra. MYSKRA.
Yeah. Got permanent advantage on her. I should know her name.
Fair play. She walks off into the crowd in a huff, angry at you for being a dickhead.
I shouldn't run. Right, I'll go back to the tavern then.
We smash cut back into the tavern as the DM tries to find the right track for it. We smash cut back into the tavern as Dix and Gregor are trying to figure out what their next move is.
What do you think, Dix?
Well, you want to go to the shopkeeper, right?
Yes, we need to go see Toby Newton.
Okay, well, let's go.
I start walking in a direction.
What direction? What direction
Me
do
too.
you walk in?
I can't see, so
No, it's me to direct. We need to exit the tavern, so I'll pull the horns towards the door.
Okay, roll me. You know what? Actually, no. You guys just make it out the door quite easily. It's pretty much in front of you.
Goodbye, Runk.
Oh, have a good time out in the festival. Try not to get caught. I'm not quite sure why you're dressed like that, Gregor, but I can only assume that there's a reason for it.
I'll explain later.
Okay, well, have a good time out in the festival then. And I'm assuming the two of you just kind of leave.
Yeah, leaning forward.
Okay, so Dix and Gregor, you have kind of decided on your course of action. You're going to see Toby Newton. You open the tavern door with another as it creaks open, and you're met with a large procession of people beating the instruments, dancing and performing.
as soon as I exit out the tavern, do I know that the shopkeeper, Toby Newton, is to the left or the right?
You know he's to the left. You've only been there a few times, but whenever you went there previously, obviously you could see. So you know the route pretty much.
I just muffle to Dix. Left.
You're the one that needs to turn.
That is a good point, to be honest, actually. Never mind.
Roll me a dex check, please.
For fuck's sake. 7.
Should have just pulled on his own left.
That's what I meant. It's like, pull me left.
I need to roll something, actually.
You've Austrianed him really well. He won't go anywhere until you tell him that.
So, without
This is my position.
Dix helping to guide you, you kind of spin left straight away, and you walk straight into a guard. The guard
I'll
kind
pull
of
his horn to the right so he can move away.
So you kind of sidestep as this guard looks across and sees you.
Apologies there. Sorry, I missed my footing. I carry on pushing his horns forward to keep on walking out the way, so he doesn't draw too much attention to us.
He kind of growls and glares at you. But as you head into the crowd, he kind of loses track of where you were going.
Right, now, I'm a bit lost now, Gregor.
I was going to say, do I know anything that kind of looks like his shop? Like, is there a sign outside or anything like that?
So yes, there is a sign outside, kind of like hanging down on a wooden placard that says Newton's General Goods. You know it's on the main. You know that it is on the main street, heading up towards the financial district. You know that it is on the left-hand side and quite close to the stairs.
Sorry, what was it called again?
Newton's General Goods.
I just whisper to Dix.
Newton's General Goods.
Yes, where is it?
Look for the sign.
Oh, yeah, that's great, isn't it? I'm just going to tap the nearest person to me that's not a guard and ask him where that is.
So yeah,
Yes, good. In all of this.
so yeah, as you're kind of walking up past the actual procession, just kind of like narrowly avoiding it, Dix Gregor whispers that to you, and you kind of like you have a very brief look around, and then you just see a short gnome just kind of jumping up and waving into the crowd, into the procession.
Yes, I like him.
So you kind of like, I'm assuming this big towering kind of like
Yeah.
2/3 of it, this big chunky boy with the other third, a small kind of like head, just kind of towering over this gnome, pretty much blocking out all light with a billowing cloak.
Is he to the right of me?
Yes.
Yeah. Gregor, give a quick, swift kick to your right, lightly.
Yeah, I'll do that then. I give a
Roll me a
swift
strength check.
Remember lightly.
I think that is 19.
Yep, pretty much. Gregor kind of like swings his leg back. Think of like in cartoons where you see like robots or something, or empty suits of armor, when they swing their leg back, it's just like at full force because they don't know any different. Just kind of swings his leg back and punts this gnome right into the crowd. You hear as he arcs over the crowd and into the centre.
He's gonna grab the horns and pull it.
Are you whistling as you do so?
Yeah.
You just So Gregor just punts this gnome. You hear as it arcs over, and you just kind of like look around really shocked, quickly left to right. Just direct Gregor away, just whistling as you do so, as you head back up, hoping that no one else saw you. Do you want to roll me a perception check as you're rushing away?
I don't know. Oh, I think that's a 13. 13, yeah.
You can see a multitude of wooden signs like dangling down in front of you. There's quite a fair few of them. It's almost like they're surrounding you.
Right, let me head closer towards those. Let's see if I can get a better view of them. I think it'll be that easy.
Are you steering Gregor?
I am steering Gregor, yeah.
Gregor, roll me dex check with advantage.
So basically, Gregor's just said, look for the sign, and you just go, Gregor, kick that now.
Yeah, pretty much. And then
Just
he's
got to
looking
the
for like a
signs.
sign between 20 signs.
Just randomly
Ridiculous.
kick it out.
Natural 20.
You definitely weave in and out of all of this kind of like crowd and stuff like that. You are only, from your cloth, you're only able to see the blobs of figures. That's all you need, Gregor. You're just kind of weaving in and out. You've got expert footwork, and the next thing you know, you guys are right towards the top of the commercial area, just before the stairs themselves.
Can I see the sign?
There are two signs, one to the left and one to the right. Roll
What do
me
they
an
say?
Well, roll me an intelligence check.
11.
Could either be on the left or the right. You can't quite
The
remember
left.
the name of it. What was that, sorry?
Can I...
Are we there yet, Dix?
I can't hear you at the moment.
Can I zoom into the left sign just to like put my eyes up against it so I can see what it says.
It says Tubin's. It says Nudin's General Shop.
Right. I'll go in there.
Wait,
Gregor, we're here.
Yeah.
Horns to the ready. Just about to show
pushing
you.
me forward.
Just about to show you how horny I can be.
Am I just a tow truck to you now?
Yeah. His ego is shot sky high now.
I just imagine a dead gnome in the crowd.
Yeah, pretty much. You guys have pretty much just murdered someone and just walked on.
I was following orders.
I said softly.
Just following orders, Gregor. I've heard that before. Oh, Christ. Okay, so you get onto the other side and the door creaks open again and you hear like a ding as the bell for the shop rings out. You are now in a place. You are now in a medium-sized shop that the DM will have proper information on in just 1 second.
You stole my eyes, Dix, though.
Yeah.
What?
Is that you?
Yeah, I just said, you're my eyes, Dix.
Okay, so the door opens up, the bell rings with a ding, and you see that you're in a medium-sized store, Dix. It is relatively simple. There are 2 glass-paned windows on either side of the front wall, allowing a decent amount of light into the store. There is a wall full of herbs on the east side of the store, and provisions are on an island counter in the centre of the store, along with bits of food items. The ceiling is packed with hanging dead fowl birds, just kind of like dangling from the rafter for sale. On the counters, you kind of look into the store, you see that there is a counter, and you see that there's what looks to be kind of like general packs of provisions and items for adventurers, as well as some artisans packs and masons tools. And directly behind that counter is more wares stored in wooden cupboards with glass fronts on them.
Right, okay. Is the shopkeeper here?
He's not actually there itself, but you can hear movement in the back that would suggest he's in the storeroom.
Alright, well I won't make myself known just now. We're in the shop, Gregor.
Where do I need to go?
How am I supposed to know?
To the counter? At least?
You're the one that wanted to come here.
We need the attention of the shopkeeper.
Sorry, I thought we was keeping this discreet. I'll lean the horns forward to the counter there. Hello?
Roll me an intelligence check, Gregor, please.
Oh.
I think we got them the wrong way around. Gregor should be on top.
Maybe.
What do we do? Where do we go?
Intelligence. 16.
So, Dix, as you're shouting hello quite desperately as Gregor's walking at pace towards the counter, Gregor, your foot initially hits the counter itself, but you realise the second it hits and you're able to stop your inertia as such that you don't kind of like throw Dix off your shoulders and you don't really lurch forward or anything. You just kind of stop there and then.
Oh yeah, stop. Gregor.
I just stop, like,
Just kind of like stone still like a statue.
Mm.
I think he's coming.
Is he?
I think she's coming.
It's a long way. Any minute now.
As you say this, Dix, you can hear more movement and stuff like that, and you hear like a box being put down, and you see coming round the corner a man, a human male who looks to be in his early 50s. He's of medium height, kind of on the small side, about 5'7". He's quite stout and he's got pale. Keep on hitting this mic. He's quite stout and he's got pale skin. He is completely bald on his head, but he does have a thick grey moustache which has kind of like red flecks that curl outwards. He's quite heavy set. He is a little bit overweight, but he is wearing pretty much standard merchant clothes, so a beige linen shirt and some brown slacks. He's also kind of wearing a white apron, which looks to have the residue of herbs and stuff on it.
Okay, we've got somebody. Hello?
Ask for Toby.
Hello?
The man kind of looks up and sees that there is a very large misshapen figure with a weird carnival mask covering most of its face, as well as some kind of like green face paint on the only part of the face that's visible. Oh, hello, me duck. You're an odd one to be here, ain't you?
Yeah, well, I'm looking for Toby.
Oh, well, me lover, I can tell you right now that this is he. I'm assuming you're in for the festival.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, well, what can I do for you? Can I get you any provisions, food, all like that for when your journey starts again when you leave?
Yes, of course. What have you got in the jars at the back there?
Oh, the jars at the back. They are a multitude.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like explaining just these random jars of potions while you guys are talking to each other. Well, this one over here, it does. It helps with your stamina. And this other one here, if you pour it on some water, it does makes food for you, which is kind of cool, lover. And have you finished talking? Because he's still.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Shopkeeper?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I think I got a bit carried away there. I'm sounding more like Crumb now. Yes, I apologize about that. I got a little bit carried away there with the glass and the potions. What is it I can do for you, me duck?
We're looking for the shopkeeper.
Aye, like I said, this is he.
Yeah. I know.
What? Well, you've got the shopkeeper. What? Why do you want the shopkeeper? You can't just say you want me and then be all coy.
Just one moment, please. Grab the horns, turn the opposite direction.
You literally just leave. You literally just leave this shopkeeper just stood there as you kind of like spin round.
I'm just going to exit the shop for a moment.
You exit the shop.
Left, right.
Stay where you are, Gregor. What the fuck am I supposed to be saying to a shopkeeper?
Let's go find another gnome.
We found him. That's where he is. All you keep saying to me is shopkeeper. What would you like me to say to him? Right, that's Toby. He's the shopkeeper. Is that all you want?
Ask him if he knows Amakin.
Amakin?
The unknown god?
Amakin. Okay. Right, so, and if he says no...
Then we're in the wrong area.
Okay, I'll go back into the shop then. But you should have told me that.
I'm not allowed to speak when I'm like this.
Gregory and Dix, this amalgamation of you.
Forward
back into the shop. The bell, ding again. Oh, hello, my duck. Are you back again?
Yes, I'm back again.
Oh, hello.
Listen,
What can I do for you?
I'm gonna. Can't slam my fist on the table. Slam your fist on the table.
All right, I lift my arm up and go bang.
Anakin.
The bang on the table causes the items to raise up. As you say, what do you say?
Anakin.
The things drop with a heavy onto the table. There's lots of shattering and stuff. It is, lots of items that were on the counter rose in the air and slammed against the counter. He doesn't really react to that. He's like, why are you saying random names in my shop and hitting my counter?
The guard. Have you heard of the guard, Anakin?
He kind of looks a bit, not shocked, but a little bit taken aback. Roll me an investigation, please.
10.
Well, with his natural 1, you just needed to avoid a natural 1.
Oh.
He looks a bit taken aback. That name obviously rings some kind of recognition with him.
You know?
What do I know, me duck? I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
You know of this name. Can I roll an insight to see if he's lying about that?
You can, yes, of course you can.
-1.
You feel compelled to tell Gregor to just exit the shop. This isn't your guy.
This isn't him, Gregor.
Wait. Try saying Merkel.
Merkel.
Roll.
Have you heard of him?
Roll insight with advantage.
Four.
I tried to reward really smart playing there. I really tried. Just to throw that out there. Roll with double advantage. You get another dice.
Five.
Just.
Are you sure? What?
I've got a -5 on my insight.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Try a strength check.
It's just as bad.
I tell you what. Gregor, roll me a perception check. As Dix is shouting Merkel.
Nine.
You guys are killing me. Dix, there does not appear to be any change in his facial expressions upon you saying the word Merkel. Gregor, you can't see any holes in the cape that would allow you to look through and see if this man can check, if this man reacts to the word Merkel.
Can I? Oh, I'm going to take out. Oh, I can't, can I? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Behind the cape, I'm going to write down on a piece of parchment with my ink and write the name Merkel, capital letters.
Okay.
Right, and I'm going to pass that down to Gregor. Gregor.
Okay.
Hand this to him.
Yeah, I grab the parchment then and just hand straight out, just straight forward of me.
Before you do that, Dix, I need you to roll me a sleight of hand because you are stood mere feet away from this vendor. Bear in mind, the cape is kind of like wrapped around, obviously, so your face is poking out here, but your arms are still, covered in the cloak. So if you're moving your arms around, it's quite almost certainly
noticeable.
Possible. Yeah, just a little bit that your neck is moving around in natural ways. So please roll a sleight of hand check.
Eight.
I need to roll. You are super motherfucking lucky. 6. So you managed to pass this note down. Toby appears to, at first, kind of like glance at the neck, but you see him just shake his head and then just look back at the face of Dix as Dix hands you this note, Gregor.
Right, I just grab the note and just straight forward you go.
Have a look at this.
Toby just kind of looks at you inquisitively. All right, me lover, but I'm not sure what a piece of paper will have to... Roll me another insight or perception check. Dix. Gregor, you can once again try for a perception check.
I'll try for a perception.
Okay, so perception from both of you.
It's a natural one.
For fuck's sake! Gregor, what did you get?
What was this?
Perception, please.
Perception. 17.
Okay, so Gregor, you can see. I'm gonna come on to Dix in a second. I'm getting this groundwork laid here. Roll me a. So yeah, as you're kind of like looking through the cloak, you find 2 holes which are coincidentally the perfect width apart for your face. You can now kind of like see out. So now every dexterity check, you have an automatic advantage. If Dix helps you out with steering, then the DC is much lower and you still have that advantage.
Really?
So you are able to see Toby's face as Dix slams down this note and says that he should take a look at it. Roll me an insight or perception check, please.
Right.
Is it a natural 1?
It's a natural 1.
It's gonna leave the room, I think.
I'm sorry, it's going to go down the stairs then.
I was so tempted just to walk down the stairs and just not come back. Just trick down the stairs and not come back. Neither of you can recognise any change at all in Toby's face. He is acting so cool as a cucumber, so unsuspiciously, so just like a normal shopkeeper, that both of you are like, nah, this ain't the guy. We are 100% sure that this is not the guy, and we could not be convinced otherwise.
I think we need to go back to the tavern.
Should have left in the first place and pulled back on the horns.
You kind of like just yapping around, and Gregor, yeah, you exit the shop quite handily and get back to the tavern. As you get back to the tavern, as you open the door for it, and once again it opens with a nice loud you see that already inside there is Ezador, just kind of like stood, just kind of like waiting for you guys to come back.
I'm waiting for him to go, I found him! It's Toby! It's like, we've been there, mate. It's not him.
You just kind of walk forward and approach him.
Hopefully you've got more success than I did. I mean, I got a bit of information, but I'm not quite sure how far it's going to get us.
We got nothing.
Really?
Diddly squat. We saw Toby.
Oh, you found out about Toby?
We found out, yeah. It's not him.
Oh, well, that's disappointing. What other shopkeeper could it be then?
I don't know. There's a few more shops around there, but it's best if you go have a look, Ezador, because he can't fucking see. And it's just a nightmare trying to get around.
Well, let me share my little information. Our tabaxi friend there didn't know much, but get this. There was, with this Death Walker, died from immolation, apparently. And then came back to life. And and this is the nugget that I think we really need to think about here. She suspects that they're here looking for something.
What do you think that could be?
Plinth? Sword? A golden goose, who knows, but it's something.
And what do you propose we should do?
Well, I thought this Reuben, this urban gentleman... Toby. Yes, I thought this gentleman would be of interest, but you're saying nothing there.
No, maybe you should go and talk to him yourself, because we...
Definitely not him.
Definitely not him.
Where is he?
Go and have a look outside.
Okay.
I'll show you.
Turn left.
I'll pull the horns forward just to
Open the door, look outside.
As this is happening, Gregor, please roll me a history check as you're being led outside.
Oh, God.
Oh, we must remember as well, Vulture, that the barracks. Remember that. We can go and check out the barracks if we come to north at this location. So not all
With
lost
advantage,
yet.
Gregor.
Oh, with advantage?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to say.
Okay, that's a lot better. 17.
17. Oh, jeez. Let me just find... That might work. What did you say you had again? Sorry, 17, yeah?
17, yeah.
Okay. So, as Ezador and Dix are chatting amongst themselves, you hear pretty much the entire thing about someone who has recently been killed within the last couple of months. You heard about immolation. You realise that means death by fire. As you think on this, you think about the type of person that could be convinced to join Merkel, as this one person obviously has. You think about the hate and anger that one would need to be able to sustain to not only claw their way back from death, but to also join Merkel willingly, knowing his plans, knowing that he wishes to overthrow all of the Athlock and sentence the entire living world to death. You think long and hard, and then it suddenly strikes you. You know of one person, hateful enough, driven by enough negative energy, a same person who may have died in his eyes unjustly, struck out before his time, who might harbour some kind of anger towards a person, anger enough at their own death that they could claw their way back from the land of the dead back to the land of the living. You think long and hard. You think of the one person you know who has died through a horrific injury through fire within the last couple of months. As you're being steered towards the door kind of opens up into the crowd, and then one word enters your mind. Murug. Hi everyone, Tom again. I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who has watched and listened to this episode. The festival is finally underway, sort of. We didn't really see too much of it this time, but it is happening in the background, and I'm sure it'll be pushed to the foreground very soon. The Reaper, the Maelstrom, and the Thief is a homebrew Dungeons & Dragons campaign by RollCast. This episode has featured JB as Dix, Coogan as Gregor the Last, Gareth Ryan as Ezador Calderos, and Tom Crabbe as the DM. Intro, midpoint, and outro music were, as always, provided by JB, and editing and sound mixing was done by Tom Crabbe. As always, I'd like to thank the incredible generosity of the artists that we've used for the background scores and ambiences. These artists are incredibly talented and they put a lot into their pieces, and it really does show. And it's even more generous that they allow smaller content creators like ourselves to use them. Full links are in the description, and I definitely recommend checking them out for your ambience and soundtracking needs for your own games. A special thanks goes to Adrian von Ziegler, Alexander Nakarada, Aries Beats, Michael Ghelfi Studios, Survival Spheres, the Ambience channel, and the 7th Midnight. RollCast is on Facebook, X, and YouTube. You can find us on them using the handle @CastThatRoll. So if you've been watching this on YouTube and you like what we do, why not like the video and drop us a sub? It apparently helps with the algorithms. We've also got all of our previous episodes up in our Season 1 playlist, so why not go for it? Catch up, give them a like as well. Our social media profiles have information about upcoming episodes, clips from the latest episode, and just us really interacting with the larger D&D and podcasting communities, so look for us on there. Again, you can find us on Facebook, X, and YouTube, all on the handle @CastThatRoll. Don't want to watch but still want to listen? We've got your back. Look for RollCast on Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, Good Pods, and all other podcast platforms. Or, alternatively, add our RSS feed so you never miss an episode. If you have listened to this episode using your favourite podcasting app, why not drop us a review? It really does help, and it lets us know what to improve for future episodes. Thank you again to everyone who has watched or listened to this one. As I said, the festival is finally underway. I don't think it's a spoiler to say that we'll be seeing a lot more of it in the next few episodes, but there's also some twists and turns coming up, including a sequence that I personally never thought I would need to DM in my life. So, if that's perked your interest, then keep your eyes out for episode 22, releasing on the 11th of October. Until then though, keep safe and we'll see you next time at the table.
I'm just getting their attention. The way I'm seeing it is like I've literally just gone out the door with them. I just really want, oi, tabaxi.
So yeah, you try and like push them to say oi tabaxi, but they've already kind of like slipped into the crowd at this point. There's like a throng of festival goers with drums and like dancing and stuff like that pass by. They literally slide. You can push through the crowd to follow them.
Nah, I'll go back in.
Okay.
That was a waste of time, wasn't it?
As Ezador turns around to go back in, instead of instigating some form of a chase sequence through a festival event.
Oh, I'm going to stop at the door and I'll be like, it can't be too hard to catch up with them. And then I'm going to turn around and then I'm going to dive through the crowd. Well, I wasn't planning on splitting up with them two, but
I tried to make it obvious, Gaz, for you. I tried to do a chase sequence.
I didn't, because, all right,